Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you talking all about John Cena versus Rusev at WrestleMania 31. Everybody knows the storyline. We've seen this 1,000 times, basically talking all about basically John Cena going up and the WWE throwing another opponent at him, basically of, a big, huge monster heel that's come in and beat up a whole bunch of other people and finally gets fed to John Cena. Cena goes out there and loses the first match, and then Cena has to find a way to go and, retrain and get the fans behind him to push him, to a place that he's never been before. And Cena finds a way to beat this guy. And more times than not, we never see this heel ever again. We've seen it with, Umaga and Stinsky and a whole bunch of guys throughout the timeline of John Cena. Once guys get fed to John Cena, they're never worth what they once were after the feud. Basically, they followed this storyline to a T, basically with that Fastlane. John Cena and Rusev went out there and had a match. Rusev got a win, and now here we are. John Cena has to go out there on Monday Night Raw and ask for a rematch. Basically, Rusev and Lana basically being smarter heels than most other ones. Most other ones would say, I beat you once, I'll beat you again. But basically, Rusev and Lana just looked at sort of like weighing the odds and basically said, you know what? We've already beat you once. We don't have anything to gain by going into WrestleMania 31 and putting the United States Championship on the line against you. We'll just find somebody else to fight, and we'll just move on. We'll be able to say that, you know what, we had a match against John Cena, we won the match, and he's never beat us. So that's what's going to make Monday Night Raw this week a whole lot more exciting. Basically the fact that John Cena is going to be having to go out there and have to push Rusev and Lana to the edge. Basically doing something to the point where basically Rusev and Lana have to put the championship on the line. Basically, maybe they're embarrassed to the point, or maybe they have to fight for the backup, Vladimir Putin. I don't think that John Cena, being the corporate kind of guy that is the corporate cookie cutter, I don't think, I don't know how much of a stronghold WWE holds in Russia. I've never really heard of them going there and touring. I've heard of them going just about everywhere else in the world. But I don't think, WWE wants to go out there and basically make Putin look like a fool, or make the Russian people look like fools, making people turn their back on John Cena, and not want to buy t-shirts and tickets and everything that goes along with the WWE. So yeah, maybe they can't push it that far. Maybe just, I don't know, John Cena, I don't know what the heck they're going to do, but they have to push him to the edge of basically doing something in order to put this up. Basically, with Rusev being a smarter heel and being able to throw a wrench into this whole situation. John Cena going after the United States Championship at Fastlane, I thought was a little bit weird. My good buddy, freaking Yaya88 at It's Miguel Yo, or just Miguel if you're friends with him like I am. He had a great tweet yesterday talking a lot about everybody being negative about John Cena going after the United States Championship belt, Daniel Bryan going after the Intercontinental title belt, and basically just said, well, what's so bad about these things? People beg for these titles to basically become legitimate once again, and Daniel Bryan and John Cena filling in these mid-card titles with Roman Reigns as your world title holder is basically meaning you're going to have 3 good matches on every pay-per-view that means something. So maybe John Cena winning that United States Championship belt, 10 years after he won the last one, maybe it won't be horrible. I'm not 100% sure I'm sold on Cena being it. I know that last year, when Vince McMahon was asked about John Cena and his placement on the WrestleMania 30 card, basically said that John Cena was in the main event last year against Bray Wyatt. Basically, that any time that, John Cena has a match inside WWE, John Cena always is going to be the WWE's main event, because he is the main event player. I mean, he is the guy that they put on the backpacks and the t-shirts, the lunch boxes and the thermoses that the kids buy and they take to school. So many times, if you ask, what somebody is going to the WWE event to see, is they want to see John Cena. They want to see the man. And I know that last year I was very critical on WWE, basically putting, Bray Wyatt in this spot where he did not get a win at WrestleMania. I thought that basically Bray Wyatt is still paying for the fact that he has not got that victory last year. I know that Bray beat him at Extreme Rules, and then of course they went and they did the payback Falls count anywhere, I think is what it was, where basically Bray got put into the box. And I know that they tried to make it look like, Bray only couldn't get up because of the box, but Bray still lost, which ended the feud. And then, Bray went on to Jericho and Ambrose, and now, Bray's looking pretty weak going up against an Undertaker at WrestleMania 31. So I'm not 100% sure what they're going to do. All I know is that Cena is a guy that doesn't need to beat Rusev at WrestleMania. But then again, Rusev, I've said for a long time, is that Rusev, once he loses that undefeated streak, he loses that United States Championship. What is he going to be worth to the WWE? So many times we've seen guys get built up, and the only reason they're built is they're undefeated. Once they lose that streak, what's going to happen from there? So, that's the big story that WWE is going to have to fill in for me. But this is going to be a good match. This is going to be fun. I've loved Rusev the whole ride. Rusev going up against Big E Langston, Jack Swagger. These were all really good matches. I'm sure that him and Cena are really going to deliver. I liked the match at Fastlane. I liked the way the finish went down. I knew that Rusev was going to beat Cena, so I wasn't surprised. And I thought the way that Lana got into the ring and did the disqualification, not really disqualification, but, just the outside interference without making it look like she was really trying to interfere. She just, saw him get the accolade on, so she thought, the match is over. Time to get in the ring and start celebrating. And the ref had to go over there, and that's what Rusev gave him, the kick in the nuts, and it was all over from there. So, WrestleMania 31, Rusev going up against Cena. It's not official yet, but we all know it's coming.